What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we get started, I gotta go ahead and say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, I got a crazy build in store for y'all today. A personal favorite lockdown, and I'm gonna be calling it the 4-way, 3-level defender, the 3-level menace, and this build is actually going to come out to a glass cleaning lockdown out of the power forward position. Now, what makes this build really special is that it's going to be one of the only builds to not need any boost to get a 99 when it comes down to our block, but also when it comes down to our defensive rebound. Now, when it comes down to this build as a whole, we're going to be able to get a 100 plus when it comes down to the driving dunk, our 3-point shot, free throw, interior defense, perimeter defense, steal, block, and like I said, our defensive rebound. Now, that's only really just to start with what this build can do. I think it's one of the best center positions for your team, but when it comes down to the animations and abilities, with this build, we're going to be able to get pro contact dunks. Now, anywhere from 70 to 75 badges, depending on how you go about the make of it. But look, I just want to say thank you for stopping by and showing your support. And if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from. And I most definitely will be sure to hit y'all back with a response. Now, the first thing that we need to do with this build is make sure that we're putting it under the power forward position. Now, as for the height today, I'm going to go with 6'9". As for when it comes down to our weight, I'm going to put this all the way to 218. And then as for the wingspan, I'm going to go ahead and put this to 7'7". Now, for the body shape, this really comes down to how you want to go about it. I'm going to pick builds just to take up the most space. And now from here, we're all set to go to get started with this build. So for the speed, I'm going to go ahead and put this all the way up to an 81. And this is really optional, but when it comes down to the acceleration, go with the 70. And then for our strength, to be more balanced and be able to guard more positions, put this to an 81. The vertical, I decided to go with an 80. And then as for the stamina, I'm going to go with the 90. And right there, we're going to be all set to go to move forward. Now, also keep in mind the +4 that we get from our gym rat badge or the Gatorade facility workouts being complete. Now, if you want to, you can adjust these numbers, raising them or lowering them. It really comes down to how you see it fit to your own play style. Now, when it comes down to the defensive end, this is going to be one of the most important areas. So for the defensive rebound, max this all the way out to a 99. And then moving on to the block, we're going to go ahead and do the same exact thing for this area. Now move up that offensive rebound a little bit just to a 76. And then as for the steal, I'm going to put this to a 90. And this is really adjustable. I really went about it base to get the most badges. But also when it comes down to the perimeter defense, put this to an 88. And then as for the interior, I'm going to go with an 84. And right there we get a total of 32 defensive badges. Now the good thing about it is that we get a good amount of Hall of Fame to pick from. I like Box Out Beast, also Glove, Workhorse, and then for Tier 2, I'm looking at Chase Down Artist, Interceptor, and for Tier 3, Anchor with Rebound Chaser. Now moving on to the playmaking, you have to be very specific with how you go about the setup of this build. So I didn't tend to focus too much on this area, but as far as when it comes down to the pass accuracy, go with the 76 and leave these other two areas as is. We're going to get 8 badges. And look, with Ankle Breaker, I promise you, we're still going to be able to get ankle breaking animations. I also like Hyperdrive. Now for Break Starter, this makes a huge difference. This build actually is really going to remind me of Draymond Green. Now when it comes down to the shooting, go ahead and put the mid-range shot all the way up to a 71. Now as for the 3-point shot, I'm going to put this to an 82. And then when it comes down to the free throw, I'm going to go with an 84, and I think this makes up for one of the best rec builds, especially if you're looking to make this your 4 or the 5 position. Now with these 17 badges, I like Amped, also Space Crater, volume shooter with green machine and agent 3. And then for tier 3, my favorite badge is going to be limitless range. Now when it comes down to the finishing, go ahead and put the driving dunk all the way up to an 86, and this right there is actually going to allow us to get contact dunks. Now if you want to make adjustments to get more out of the playmaking, shooting, or the defensive end, go ahead and do so. Now when it comes down to the close shot, put this to a 50, and we're going to be able to go ahead and move the driving layup up to a 70, and we're going to get 9 finishing badges. Now I like Giant Slayer, Pro Touch, Slithery with Limitless Takeoff, Fearless Finisher, and if you do decide to throw extra badges into this area, we're going to be able to get Silver Posterizer. Now with the total and badge count, anywhere from 70 to 75 badges, but the best thing about it is that this is one of the only builds that can get a 99 block, 99 defensive rebound, and a 99 steal with a 99 perimeter defense all off rip. Now do take into consideration the +5 that you get from buying your own boost, then the +4 from running with a teammate that has on Hall of Fame floor general. The better we play, our stats are also gradually going to raise, and then when you take into account the +10 from 2 separate takeovers when activated. So look, as you can see moving forward, we're going to be able to get the sharpshooting, lockdown, rim protecting, and glass cleaning takeover. Now to be the best overall, I think paint intimidation, and then secondly, I would go with limitless range. Now I would pick these two just to be more versatile on the offensive and defensive end, but if you wanted to be more cheesy on the inside and the defense, I would go with See the Future Takeover, pair it up with the rim protecting, and move forward. Now let's go ahead and check out the build to make sure that we made it correctly together, and if you followed along every single step, we should be getting these 3 comparisons. And as y'all can see, we have created the 4-way 3-level defender, the 3-level menace. Now this build comes out to a glass cleaning lockdown like I said earlier, but one of my favorite things about it is that it's going to remind me of Draymond Green. Now going further out with this build, you can go ahead and make any adjustments to your own liking, but the number one thing that I would recommend to everybody is if you did follow along and make the build exactly how I brought it, depending on which takeovers you picked, add everything up and you're going to be able to see the true potential of what this build can do. Now for the badge layout, when it comes down to the finishing, I'm going to go with Bronze Acrobat, also Fearless Finisher, Silver Slithery, Gold Pro Touch, with Core Limitless Takeoff. Now like I said earlier, if you throw more badges into the finishing, we're going to be able to equip Posterizer as well, and possibly even Bully. Now if you want to go about the setup differently, go ahead and do so. As for the shooting, I'm going to go with Bronze Agent 3, Core Limitless Range, Silver Green Machine, Gold Space Crater, Amped, and Hall of Fame Volume Shooter. Now here's going to be the jump shots that we're able to pick and recreate from. And I think this is best to give y'all an idea of what this build can do from a shooting perspective. Now with the playmaking, I like Bronze Ankle Breaker, Hyperdrive, Mismatch Expert, Core Bailout, with Silver Post Playmaker, and Gold Break Starter. Now we still get a lot out of the playmaking, especially considering the badges that we did unlock. Now when it comes down to the defensive end, I'm going to go with Hall of Fame Anchor, Core Rebound Chaser as well, Chase Down Artist, Workhorse, with Gold Interceptor, and then from there, I decided to go with Gold Box Up Beast, Silver Glove, and Clamps, and this is what the build is going to be looking like today. Now if you made it this far into the video, let me know what y'all thought about today's creation and archetype, and did you recreate it exactly how I brought it to y'all, or did you make your own version? Now I just want to say again, thank you to those of y'all who did stop by and show support. More so than anything, thank God for another day and another opportunity. And if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And I would appreciate it if everybody commented down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I'll be sure to hit y'all back with the response. And with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.